What are you doing this weekend? I often ask my students this question, not only because I want them to practice talking about their plans, but also because I'm a homebody and want to know what kinds of fun things normal people are doing. So how would you answer the question? Would your answer start with, I will? In many classrooms, they teach that the simple future tense is will plus verb, which is not incorrect, but I encourage you to think of there actually being two simple future tenses, will plus verb and be going to plus verb. While there are many uses of will, two areas where we can compare the difference between will plus verb and be going to plus verb are making predictions and talking about plans. One very common use of the future tense is to make predictions. When making predictions about the future, there is almost no difference between will plus verb and be going to plus verb. You can usually use the one you are more comfortable with. The small difference is that be going to plus verb often has a basis in evidence, while will plus verb is more based on opinion. For the first sentence, maybe you saw the weather forecast for tomorrow. For the second sentence, maybe it's been raining a lot lately, or maybe you're a pessimist. It's only your opinion. However, when talking about plans, there is a big difference between the two forms. Be going to plus verb is used to show that the speaker has already made a decision, that they have an intention to do something. This is often used to talk about your plans. In this case, will plus verb is not so common. It is only used for what can be called spontaneous decisions, or decisions that are made in the moment of speaking. Because the speaker is making a decision in that moment, it's common to use words or phrases like maybe or I think. This is the area that most students have problems with. When I ask, what are you doing this weekend? They usually start with, I will. They should be saying, I'm going to, unless they haven't made any plans. One extra note, you might hear people using the present continuous when asking or talking about plans. For example, the question I asked at the beginning of the video is, what are you doing this weekend? For all plans, you can use be going to plus verb. We use the present continuous for arrangements, plans that are more concrete. For example, maybe the date, time, or place have been decided. They are still plans, so you can use be going to plus verb, but using the present continuous emphasizes that the plan is developed more than just an intention. Let's take a look at these two sentences. The first sentence expresses an intention. Maybe everything has been set. Maybe I haven't decided the details with my wife yet. Maybe I haven't met a potential wife yet. We only know there is an intention. The second sentence means that some details have been set. Maybe the date has been decided, or the place, or maybe both. So let's practice the difference between will plus verb and be going to plus verb with a situation you might come across in class. If I asked for someone to volunteer to read something and a student wanted to volunteer, what should they say? I'm going to read or I'll read. If you chose the second sentence, you're right. They should choose the second sentence because they're making a decision in that moment. It's a spontaneous decision. The first sentence is possible but very uncommon, and it sounds kind of aggressive. It sounds like they made a decision before class that if there was a chance to read, they were going to do it. Other than predictions and plans, there are more uses of will. Will can also be used to express willingness or unwillingness, to make an offer, and to make a promise. So you will see will plus verb in other situations because it is a very flexible modal verb. However, if you're talking about your plans, avoid it unless you're making a decision in that moment. If you watch shows in English on Netflix or videos on YouTube, see if you can get a feel for noticing how will plus verb and be going to plus verb are used to talk about plans and predictions in everyday conversation.